You're afraid, but WW3 has started. Ukraine journalist in tears as she confronts Johnson. Ukrainian journalist Daria Kaleniuk broke down as she questioned Boris Johnson over Britain's plans to help their country survive Russia's attempts to take over it. The Ukrainian reporter was overcome with emotion as she questioned Boris Johnson on his strategy to help Ukraine. Ms. Kaleniuk from the Anti-Corruption Center said several of her colleagues remained in Ukraine and were now growing afraid Russian troops would shoot them. She called on the UK and its NATO allies to impose a no-fly zone over her country to prevent Russia's air force from conducting further strikes. Kyiv has been heavily targeted by bombing since the invasion began on Thursday last week. Ms. Kaleniuk said, "Most of my family, most of my team members are still in Ukraine, in Kyiv, in Lviv. A woman from my team is now Berezivka and she's there with 2 kids. The Russian military is over there and she's so much afraid that she will be shot. Kharkiv, the city where I was studying, was bombed today." You're talking about the stoicism of the Ukrainian people, but Ukrainian women and children are in deep fear because of bombs and missiles coming from the sky. She continued, "The Ukrainian people are desperately asking for the West to protect their sky. We're asking for a no-fly zone. We're told it will trigger World War III. But is the alternative, Mr. Prime Minister? Observe our children protecting NATO from missiles and bombs instead of playing? What's the alternative to the no-fly zone? We have planes here, we have a defense system in Poland, in Romania, NATO has this air defense. At least this defense could shield West Ukraine so that these children and women could come to the border. It's impossible now to cross the border. There's 30 kilometers of lines. Imagine crossing a border with a baby or with 2 children." Ms. Kaleniuk added, "Britain guaranteed our security under the Budapest Memorandum, so you're coming to Poland, not to Kyiv. You're not coming to Lviv because you're afraid, because NATO is not willing to defend. Because NATO is afraid of World War III, but it's already started. And these are Ukrainian children, they're taking the hit." The Prime Minister said he was glad Ms. Kaleniuk had made it to Poland and he was acutely conscious that the UK government could not help in the way she wanted. He said, "I've got to be honest about that. When you talk about the no-fly zone, as I've said to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, I think a couple of times, unfortunately, the implication that as the UK would be engaged in shooting down Russian planes, would be engaged in direct combat with Russia, that's not something we can do. I think the consequences of that would be truly very, very difficult to control." Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye!